Hey, church, it's good to see you again. What a great service on Sunday. I was so impressed with what Sean Brackett and Bill and Laura and Bob all did this weekend to make that service happen, to get it pre-recorded and get it uploaded and ready to go. And it was so great to see all of you who joined us and the comments that were going on and both the Facebook side of things and the YouTube and the conversations that were happening in the midst of it. It was just a sweet time of worship together. I hope you experienced that well. I've certainly heard from some of you who have said, yeah, it was a great service and we're really excited about what God was doing. I certainly felt like the Holy Spirit, even though we weren't all in the same room, that He was like working through this new forum, this media forum, in order to kind of allow His Holy Spirit to unite us together in our hearts in worship on that Sunday morning. So sweet, sweet time. Also just wanted to say, if you, for whatever reason, weren't able to get connected to that service, so the link maybe didn't work in the email, or maybe you didn't get the email, or maybe you got into the link and then it was causing some trouble, just let us know, right? We would like to try to fix those things for all of us, even those with slower internet and not able to stream as well. Let us know, because we can get you a copy of the service with a thumb drive or something as well. So if you had any problems with that, please shoot me an email, shoot Pastor Bob an email, shoot the church an email, and because we would like to kind of get that fixed before Sunday. Also, want to let you know some of the things that are coming up we're still looking into. We're hoping that our connection group leaders can get trained on Zoom here pretty soon and begin to have our connection groups meet via that format as well, Zoom. So be looking for those emails from your connection group leaders or contacts or phone calls from them. Like I say, maybe even this week, some of our groups will be able to meet, but for sure we want to have it set up so that next week everybody can meet. Also, we're looking at Saturday Sacred Space. We're going to do that again. It looks like we're going to do it on Facebook, but maybe in a little bit different format. And so we'll give you more information on that, but Laura's kind of checking into that. She's going to be hosting and leading that Sacred Space on Saturday, and that'll be at 6 o'clock. So we'll make sure we get more information out to you, probably send an email on Friday letting you know how that's going to happen and how you can engage if you'd like to. Also, just excited about what God is doing in our church and through our community. One of the things that kind of happened with Debbie and I on Sunday afternoon is after this worship service, it was a beautiful day, and so we went for a walk. And I was so amazed by how many of our neighbors were out and about, either walking themselves or working in their garage or out in the front yards, and they just gave a nice hello or a big smile as we walked by, and were looking for opportunities for conversation. I was just like, wow, look at the open doors that we have in our community. I mean, Debbie and I have gone on many walks in our neighborhood before, and occasionally you get some neighbors that are out and they're chatty with you, but most of the time it's pretty quiet. And even if there's others, it's kind of a head nod as you walk by them, and that's it. But there's just a different feel right now. I think because of what we're going through, and maybe because of the social isolation that we're having right now, that people are really longing for conversation, longing for some kind of connection. And so it just made me think that, maybe this is a way for us to begin as a church to engage our neighbors, to be able to engage in community and relationships with some of our neighbors by just getting off the couches and going out for a walk. Now, I know many of you probably already do this regularly, and maybe you're already engaged in this. And if so, great. But if you're not, I just want to encourage you to get out and maybe take a walk a couple times a week and see the neighbors that are out there, but to do it with this mindset that this is an opportunity to engage in relationship. That you wouldn't just walk by the home that says, hey, how you doing? But you might even stop and say, yeah, let's have a conversation. Yeah, how are you doing? Are you surviving everything well? You being able to be socially isolated and making it through? Do you need anybody to go grocery shopping for you? Things like that, just to ask those next questions, right? To make sure that they're okay, but also to seek that greater connection in relationship. Also, just if you're not going to go for a walk, maybe just be in your front yard, to do something in your, maybe it's a good time to open up your garage door and begin to do some spring cleaning in your garage and reorganization so that you can be out front. So as you see other people walk by, you can greet them and try to engage in conversations that way. My wife, she's for some time now been dreaming about having a patio in our front yard. And so she's thought about it many times, but now she's kind of getting some extra time at home because she's been laid off from work and stuff. And so now she's like bugging me, like, it's time to get this project going. So I was so excited excited that yesterday on my day off, I got to help her with her new project of making a front patio for our house. And you can see that we have these big concrete blocks. Yes, they were at the church yesterday, and I got to put them in my car and then drive them here and then take them out of my car and put them in my yard. It was amazing. Now, my wife did help some with that, of course, but these are the kind of projects that maybe we need to start to do. Now, if we're stuck at home and we can't work, or we're working from home, or we got extra time, maybe it's time to make a new patio in your front yard, or maybe it's time to work on a garden in a different in your front yard so that you can fix that up and plant some new things in it. The point being is that I think we have great opportunity to engage our community if we just get outside of our houses, if we just start taking a walk every once in a while, or spend some time in our front yard and see the people that walk by and purposefully engage them. In 2 Corinthians chapter 2, verses 14 to 17, this is a great passage where it talks about how we are, as Christians, are the aroma of Christ. We smell like Jesus. And so the reality of this passage is that when we interact with others, they can smell Jesus. They can recognize that we've been with Jesus. That especially in a time of chaos and anxiety and stress like we're in, those who don't know Jesus are going to become keenly aware right away that we have a hope inside of us that they don't have, that we have this love inside of us that maybe they haven't experienced in that way, and that's the aroma of Christ. Also, this passage talks about the fact that Paul asked the question, who is able to fulfill this task? Who's able to do this? Who's able to be the aroma of Christ like it's something we can try to earn or achieve? And the question is rhetorical, because the answer is no one can. None of us can do it on our own. It's only comes from the reality that we have the Holy Spirit inside of us. Preach this on Sunday. The Holy Spirit dwells within us, and it empowers us, and it flows out of us to others. So what we need to do is we don't have to create the relationships. We just need to get ourselves out the door. We need to be in our front yard, sitting in the patio. We need to be taking walks and engaging with our neighbors. And then the Holy Spirit will allow the aroma of Christ to flow out of us, and they will smell it, and they'll be attracted to it, and they'll want what we have. We don't have to create it. He's created it for us. So I just want to encourage you just to take this next week or two and time as long as this isolation lasts, and look for those opportunities to take a walk. Look for those opportunities to be in the front yard and engage in those conversations. It's amazing what God will do in times like this, when there's tensions have risen and people are stressed out and they're open and ready to have a conversation. So also, I know that you guys are doing a lot of stuff already, and maybe there's some other creative ways that you've found in order to engage your neighbors or the community. And if that's you, please, shoot those emails or post them on Facebook. Let us know what you're doing. Post a picture of maybe a neighbor that you just met recently, or a conversation that you just had, or different ideas of how you are engaging the community and neighbors. We need to hear these testimonies. We need to know what God is doing in each of us. I'm just one person. I'm the pastor, but you guys are super creative, and there's lots of you out there who are already engaging in different ways. So if you've got some cool ideas that God's been doing through you, please share them with us. We would love to hear about them. All right, I'm praying that God will allow us to meet once again come Easter. I would ask that you would pray that with us. I'm hoping and praying that this COVID-19 will kind of be past its peak in a sense, or at least on the downhill trend in the next few weeks, so that we can begin to meet and come together again. And so I just ask you to pray with us in that. Wouldn't it be great to meet for Easter for the first time in about a month, and be able to celebrate the resurrection of Jesus, but also the restoration of our community together? But if not, we need to continue to keep our eyes on Jesus. He's the one who's directing our paths. And as we focus on him, he will give us the steps to take. He will give us the opportunities to engage our neighbors. He'll allow us to emit the aroma of Christ to the world around us. God bless you guys. Hope to see you again soon. Take care.